Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Fan. This is the recorded video for week 6, day 3. First of all, I want to remind you that this Friday is a minimum day, so you will get off school at 12:36 and you also go to all your classes like you usually do on Wednesday. Second, you are going to have your quiz next week on day 3. So for the odd period, you have the quiz on Thursday, and for the even period, you have the quiz on Friday. Let me show you the review sheet before we continue. Hi, please go to your Google Classroom. Click on Classwork. Go down to week 6, quiz number 1 study guide. Click on the Google document right here to access your study guide. For your quiz, it should take no more than 20 to 30 minutes to complete, but you have the entire period to complete your quiz. After you finish your quiz, you also have time to double check to make sure your notebook is complete before you turn it in on the following Monday and Tuesday. The quiz is of 20 points and it will consist of mostly multiple choice and some short answer. Different from the Google form that you complete for your homework, you will not be able to change your answer after you submit your quiz. So you want to read each question carefully when you are completing your quiz. On the left, you can see a list of vocabulary to know for the quiz. And on the right, it lists the concept you would need to know for the quiz. For our part 1 scientific method, you should be able to describe what a hypothesis is and how to write a hypothesis. You should also be able to identify independent and dependent variable when given a scenario. You should also be able to interpret bar graph and summarize the results. For cells, you should be able to define what a cell is and explain where cells come from. You should also be able to identify the difference between virus and bacteria, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, and unicellular and multicellular organisms. Right now, go ahead and open your digital notebook and go to slide 3 to update your table of contents. Today, we will go through explain activity 1 and 2. Here are the dates for the odd period, period 1, 3, 5, and 7. Here are the dates if you are in my even period, period 4 and 6. We'll not be doing the elaboration activity this time. And next week, we will be working on evaluation study guide as well as revisit investigative phenomena next Wednesday. Now, let's take a look at the video from STEMscope.
All living things, from you and your family to the plants and trees outside, are made up of cells. Living things can be made of one cell or many different cells. Bacteria is an example of a single-celled organism. A virus is not a cell and therefore not alive. Cells can be either prokaryotic without a nucleus or eukaryotic with a nucleus. The presence of a nucleus is what determines which category the cell belongs in. Bacteria are prokaryotic cells. They do not have a nucleus. Eukaryotic cells, on the other hand, do have a nucleus enclosed in a membrane. Multicellular organisms are increasingly complex and have a hierarchical nature. The organisms have cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems that help it to function. Cells can be specialized to make up bones, skin, the heart, muscles, and more. The way a cell functions is similar across all living things. For example, all cells must come from existing cells. Cells reproduce through mitosis. Living things need all of their complex cellular parts to survive. The skin protects the organs and muscles. Muscles move bones, and so on, all working together. Cells are the basic unit that make up all life.
Question 1. All living things have cells. True or false? The answer is true. All living things, they do have cells. Number 2. Virus is alive. True or false? False. Virus has DNA. However, virus does not have cell and virus cannot replicate by itself. Number 3. What type of cells have no nucleus? It starts with the letter P and ends with the letter C. Pause the video and think about it. The answer is prokaryotic. Pro meaning before. So prokaryotic cells, they are very simple cells that does not have a nucleus. Question 4. All cells come from blank and blank. Where do cells come from? All cells come from existing cells. We come from a cell before us. For example, we come from our parent cells, and our parent cells come from our grandparent cells, and our grandparents come from our great-grandparent cells. Number 5. What is cell? Think about it. What do you think is the definition of cell? A cell is a basic building block of life. With that, please go to slide number 19 in your digital notebook. Go ahead and write down one sentence. What did you learn from the video? If you would like, you can also rewind to go back to watch the video again. Next, I'm going to show you how to log into STEMscope. In order to log into STEMscope, please go to google.com. Afterward, click on the waffle right here. Go down and click on the STEMscope icon. Again, make sure to go to google.com, click on the waffle and click on the STEMscope icon. Also, please double check that you are logging on to your school account. If you are not logging on to your school account, you might not be able to find it. So double check that you are logged on to your school Google account and then click on STEMscope. If you have trouble logging in, please email me at wyan@smfc.k12.ca.us. Once you log on to STEMscope, you'll find 3 assignments assigned to you. STEMscopedia is the article we'll be reading today. Right here, ESP, this is the Spanish version of the article if you like and prefer the Spanish version. Right here, this is the video that we watched earlier. If you would like to watch the video again, you can click here. Let's go to STEMscopedia. On the left, this button allows you to change the font size. Click the capital A if you would like to make the font bigger, and the lowercase a if you would like to make the font smaller. If you would like the article to be read to you, go ahead and click on this button. This button is the highlight button. This is for you to take notes. Right here if you would like to print the article, and here to save the article. You will not need to turn this article in. Today we'll only be practicing how to highlight. The first sentence I want you to practice highlighting is right here. Cells are the smallest unit in living things, but most cells are too small to be seen with the naked eyes. After you select the sentence, choose any color you would like to highlight. Second sentence is right here. Prior to the invention of the microscope, the existence of cells was unknown. Again, choose a color you would like to highlight. Next. Organisms composed of only one cell that have no nucleus are called prokaryotes, whereas all other cells having a nucleus, whether found in single or many cell organisms, are called eukaryotes. Go ahead and highlight the sentence. Last but not least, please highlight the sentence. Organisms that consist of one single cell are called unicellular, whereas organisms that consist of many different numbers and types of cells are called multicellular. The prefix one, the prefix uni means one, the prefix multi means many. Go ahead and practice highlighting the article. For today, I also include the article for you in a PDF copy in your Google Classroom. Again, under classwork, week 6, day 3 assignment, STEMscopedia. Again, this is the English version and the Spanish version. However, please practice logging onto STEMscope because your quiz next week will be on the STEMscope website. Now, let's go through your assignment today for week 6, day 3, STEMscopedia. After you read through the article today, please complete the Google form, week 6, day 3, STEMscopedia. Again, right here, you put your first and last name and period. The first 4 questions is about observation. You first take a look at the picture of a basic animal cell and a basic plant cells. Go ahead and write down your observation in a complete sentence. Next, you observe a picture of a prokaryote and eukaryote cells. Afterward, please record your observation in a complete sentence. Afterward, you will have 6 more multiple choice questions based on the article you read today. Please review the article as well as what we highlight as you are answering the questions. After you finish, make sure to click submit. That's it for today. I'll see you next week.